The Hanoi International Women's Club, or HIWC, is a non-profit group run entirely by volunteers. It was founded in 1986 as a group of diplomatic women and became HIWC in 1991. HIWC has become a modern, diverse and friendly group with around 450 members from some 70 different countries. The club has its Community Aid Committee, which empowers women and children from disadvantaged communities in the Hanoi area by funding projects related to health, community development and education. In 2009, HIWC decided to recognize and pay tribute to remarkable Vietnamese women by establishing a Female Vision Award, now known as the HIWC Vision Award for Inspiring Women. Every year since then, the club has presented the award to women who turns audacious dreams into reality in Vietnam, making a better life for themselves and the community. Hello and welcome to Sharing Vietnam. Women are playing a more and more important role in all aspects of life in Vietnam. In our program today, we'll explore the activities of the Hanoi International Women's Club, particularly their work in promoting female leaderships in Vietnam. Our guest is Mrs. Jill Lever, President of HIWC. So hello, Mrs. Lever. Thank you very much for joining us today. Well, first of all, could you share some background information on the development of HIWC so far?
The club now has about 450 members from 70 different nationalities. Our biggest membership groups are Korea, United States and Japan, and after that Australia and the UK. But we have a very diverse club. We have two main aims. One is to support and befriend expatriate men and women who come to Vietnam for the first time, to help them settle in, help them enjoy life in Hanoi. And our second aim is raising funds for women and children in Vietnam as well. A few years ago, the club would have had 150 members. So now we have 450 members. And I think that means that we can achieve more. We have more engagement with the community and we're able to support the good causes we feel passionately about.
HIWC has been actively supporting Vietnamese women and children with its Community Aid Committee. So could you share some information on this body?
Yes, delighted. So the Community Aid Committee is part of Hanoi International Women's Club. It's the committee that reports to our board. The Community Aid Committee, they look for projects that we can fund in the area of health, education and community development. And they examine those projects, they make sure that they meet the criteria we have. We like to spend our money very carefully on good causes. We don't just hand over cash. And that committee makes a recommendation to the HIWC board about how we spend that money. So they have a very important role. And once the projects are improved, then they also monitor those projects, make sure that money is being spent on what we understand it should be spent on, and reporting back to the board to let us know how each project is going. That committee is about 12 women, again from very diverse nationalities from all over the world, bringing their skills and expertise to development in Vietnam.
Along with the charity work, HIWC has been paying particular attention to promoting female leaderships in Vietnam with its Female Vision Award. So could you tell us about this award and its influence over the years?
We live in Vietnam and we notice a lot of very remarkable women around us, very industrious, very conscientious, the backbone of the economy. But women's leadership in Vietnam, as Irena said in her speech, is not yet recognised in the way that we would like to see it recognised. I mean, this is true in the West, but we talk about Vietnam at the moment. So when establishing our Vision Award in 2009, we wanted to highlight and pay attention to a remarkable woman in Vietnam who's shown great leadership and great vision, who's worked on issues that are of importance to other people. Just as Wang said, doing some good to others is really important. We noticed from the time of our award in 2009, the women who received the award, they were given some extra status and some extra publicity that really helped them. One of our previous awardees, Lãnh from ACDC, the media are now making a full-length program about her and about her work. And she tells us that it was very helpful to her that once she received the award, she started to get telephone calls from the government saying, "I hear you are an expert on disability issues, please can you advise us?" And now, like many of our other Vision awardees, she is a mainstream advisor to government. So we feel that the award is a good celebration, but it also delivers practically for the women that we seek to recognise.
The Hanoi International Women's Club held a ceremony to present its Vision Award to Vietnamese Dr. Quách Thị Hải Oanh on October the 18th at the Vietnamese Women's Museum. Dr. Wang is the Executive Director of the Center for Supporting Community Development Initiatives, or SCDI, a non-governmental organization dedicated to supporting disadvantaged people in Vietnam by community development and policy advocacy. In particular, she has spent her entire career on improving health care, social interactions, income and HIV/AIDS awareness among Vietnamese drug addicts and people with HIV/AIDS.
Tôi rất là xúc động và rất là tự hào và rất là ngạc nhiên khi mà được thông báo về cái giải thưởng này. HIWC thì luôn luôn tôn vinh những người phụ nữ mà đóng góp cho cộng đồng. HIWC không chỉ là tôn vinh cái người thành đạt theo một cái nghĩa chung, mà ở đây là những người mà có đóng góp cho cộng đồng. Thì tôi nghĩ rằng là cái điều đấy nó có ý nghĩa vô cùng là to lớn, bởi vì là trong cái nhìn nhận của HIWC thì cái người mà phụ nữ thành đạt truyền cảm hứng là cái người mà sống vượt ra ngoài bản thân mình, phục vụ cho những người khác, mang lại niềm vui, mang lại hạnh phúc, mang lại cái cuộc sống tốt đẹp hơn cho những người khác. Thì tôi nghĩ rằng là đấy là cái ý nghĩa nó rất là nhân văn.
Well, I think that Vietnamese women are incredibly strong. I think they always have been. I don't think this is something new. But I think they are now able to express their power in a different way, and we applaud that. We know that it can be difficult given the cultural situation that they find themselves in, but we see that they have great ingenuity in finding ways to advance themselves and to show the world what they are capable of.
HIWC was the first organization to have financially supported For a Bright Tomorrow, a group of people with HIV in Hanoi. With the assistance, the group set up the PP Cafe for people with HIV to meet and share their stories. The establishment took place in the early 2000s, when HIV/AIDS medicines were barely available in Vietnam and people with the disease were extremely stigmatized and discriminated. From PP Cafe, the movement of people with HIV in Vietnam appeared and developed. For a Bright Tomorrow has grown into a network that connects, supports and inspires people with HIV to raise their voice, move on in their lives, seek treatment and become productive members of their families and society.
Thì với người có HIV thì Hội Phụ nữ Quốc tế Hà Nội luôn luôn là một cái chỗ mà các bạn có thể tìm đến khi mà các bạn ấy cần được hỗ trợ. Ở đây thì cái sự hỗ trợ nó không chỉ là về vật chất, không chỉ là một cái khoản tài trợ, mà là cái sự hỗ trợ về mặt tinh thần, cái sự nâng đỡ về mặt tổ chức, giới thiệu cho cơ quan này, giới thiệu cho cơ quan kia và làm cho các bạn ấy tự tin hơn, cũng như là có thể kết nối rộng hơn với các cái cơ quan tổ chức khác. Thì tôi thật sự là rất là trân trọng và đánh giá rất là cao cái tinh thần đấy của Hội Phụ nữ Quốc tế Hà Nội. Các chị đã thật sự là đã nâng đỡ một cái cộng đồng mà bị yếu thế ở Việt Nam.
The 2016 Vision Award includes 9 prominent candidates nominated by the Community Aid Committee of HIWC. The winner of the award receives a commemorative plaque, a small bursary, and the chance to profile their community work through participating in the club's annual charity bazaar, which will take place next month. Mrs. Lever, could you give us some information on the reasons for Dr. HIWC to receive the 2016 Vision Award?
Yes, absolutely. Well, we had 9 nominees altogether, all of them very remarkable in their own way. And so it was a difficult choice. But we chose her because she has overcome some quite significant hardships. She told us today that she nearly died, that, she was born a woman and her parents wanted a boy, and that she'd been through a divorce. But nonetheless, she then trains the medical doctor and chooses not to take an easy route. She could just go and work in private practice or earn a lot of money, but she chooses a difficult route, which is to help people who are stigmatized. So people working in the sex industry, or homosexuals, people in prison and their families. She chooses to advocate for that route, and we admired that because it's always easier to take a straightforward path and think only of yourself, but she did not do that, and we think that's remarkable.
As far as I know, HIWC has been working with Dr. HIWC and her organizations for years now. So could you tell us more about this support?
So at the moment, the most interesting project that we're working on is one for children of people who are sex workers or imprisoned, because often they do not get access to education or any of the things that other children can enjoy in Vietnam. So we support Wang to run a community camp for the children, so they can have some education, they can play some games and enjoy their lives. So that's what we feel very proud of most recently.
Recently, HIWC has started having male members. Could you give us some information on the contribution of those members to the club?
We have about 10 men who are members at the moment. Times are changing, so there are more men now who support their wives, but it's still a small number. So we still keep the name as International Women's Club, but we make it very clear we welcome men. It's very nice. We believe that we should be a modern and diverse club, and it's very nice to see men joining us and to see their faces in the audience. So I feel we have good support. We have people working on the bazaar team. The husband of the American ambassador, Clayton, he was here to support us earlier on today. So he always gives us good support. I'd like to see more men joining the International Women's Club board. So if you know any who would like to join us, please put the word out.
What is your message for the local women?
Well, I have 2 things to say. One is that in HIWC, we want to really emphasize that we share a common purpose and a common aim with Vietnamese women. We greatly admire their vision, and they lead and we follow and we share with them what they want to achieve. So we hope to work closely together with the remarkable women that we meet today. The second thing, it's the same, I think, in the West, that we need more women to come forward, not always to be in roles supporting men, but to stand up and be counted and take on leadership roles, because society benefits when women's talent is recognised. And I think today we recognise Wang's talent, and I would like to see in Vietnam more recognition and of the contribution that women can make, not only in the home, but also in the leadership of the country.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lever, and I hope that you will achieve further success and happiness during your time here in Vietnam.
Thank you very much indeed. We will keep trying. Thank you.
Well, that's all for our program today. Hopefully, the work of HIWC and other women-oriented organizations will be expanded in Vietnam for further success and happiness of women here. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next time.